Hello everyone and welcome to another historic video. So today we're going to be taking a look at Dino Appraiser Storm deck in Historic. So this is a new combo deck from the Lost Caverns of Ixalan, and we are using a lot of new cards to get this combo going. But mainly this combo is entirely possible because of this new keyword called Discover. So although Discover is not on cast such as with Cascade mechanic, but because this is an enter the battle effect trigger, you can copy the creature, getting that extra enter the battle effect trigger to discover yet again. So what's going to happen in this deck is you cast a Geological Appraiser, which is a new card from the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. When it enters the battlefield, this discovers 3, which means you're gonna discover until you see a card with mana value 3 or less. In our case, we do play 2 copies of Glasspool Mimic and 4 copies of Eldritch Evolution. If you hit a Glasspool Mimic, because this is also on cast, you copy the Geological Appraiser and then you can discover 3 again. If not, you hit an Eldritch Evolution, and the Eldritch Evolution will turn the Geological Appraiser into another new card called Trumpeting Carnosaur. This is a 6 mana dino with trample with stats 7/6. When it enters the battlefield, you discover 5. So now it's going to discover cards with mana value 5 or less from the deck onto the battlefield. And in our case, the cards that this card can hit from Discover 5 are going to be Repudiate, Replicate, or Geological Appraiser, or Glasspool Mimic, or Eldritch Evolution. If it hits Repudiate, Replicate, you can replicate the dinosaur into creating another copy of it. Same goes for Glasspool Mimic, or if you hit a Geological Appraiser, that'll also guarantee you getting a Glasspool Mimic or Eldritch Evolution. So you keep going and creating an army of Trumpeting Carnosaurs using this method until you hit your final Eldritch Evolution, and then you can Eldritch Evolution for a card called Doomscar Titan, which is a 6 mana card, a very convenient mana value at the same time, since if you Eldritch Evolution a Geological Appraiser, now this card can give everything haste and +1 power to all the creatures on the battlefield. If all goes well, you'll be able to do upwards of 40 plus damage with this combo. And you also have some ways of actually accelerating the Geological Appraiser onto the battlefield as early as turn 3 using things like Magma Opus and Creative Outburst to create treasure on turn 2. And finally, we also play bunch of creatures such as a Colossal Sky Turtle, Hornlock Whale, Leyline Binding that can also dodge the Discover 5 from the Trumpeting Carnosaur and still being able to have some interaction spells in our deck. So having said that, we're going to be jumping into some Historic Best of 1 to show you guys how the deck does. So let's hop on over. There it is. There it is. Geological Appraiser. Exactly what you want to see. I was actually thinking maybe you want to put in Cavern of Souls in this deck and call Human. Okay. So this is the blue-white scam deck. We do have a way to actually hold our ground against this deck. A little bit. Another Geological Appraiser. It kind of just all depends on like if like this is like a counter spell. If that's a counter spell, we have no chance. Like a Spell Pierce or something. We also want to see a land so we can play the Aganjo out next turn, right? No land. We just kind of have to take damage here. Also, we don't like to see 3 copies of Geological Appraiser in our hand. It seems like it's another fragment reality, actually. Okay, we take the damage. And here we go. Let's hope for the best. GG's. Actually, no. They need one more damage, right? We still have a chance. So we Eldritch Evolution. Unfortunately, we drew 2 copies of Trumpeting. I think they are dead, though. We copy another Trumpeting Carnosaur. How many Eldritch Evolutions do we have? This is 1, 2, 3. We have one more left. And this is a guaranteed win now. We have enough creatures. We're just looking for one more geological, and that's a guaranteed win. Or cascade into Eldritch Evolution. That's also a win as well. We got there. Against the most popular deck on Historic Arena format right now. Which is the Blue Eyes Scam deck. That's kind of a good feeling, winning against that deck. Okay, so we do have Magma Opus, but you usually want to see a Carnosaur plus the Treasure Generation or a Geological Appraiser, so I think I'm just going to mulligan this. Do you want to see something like this? I probably should have played... Oh, no, we don't have a white mana here. Yeah, hopefully we draw a white mana, because we do play 26 lands in this deck. Right? 26 lands. That's a lot of lands.
Transgressions against Sky Shroud are transgressions. You underestimate our strength.
Okay. Now, I don't suppose we're gonna die next turn. Oh, we can't play Leyline Binding anyways, excuse me. Just don't kill me, opponent.
We will endure all trespassers.
That is completely okay. Okay, unless we get incredibly unlucky. I think even if you do get incredibly unlucky, we still win the game here. Let's go! We make another Geological Appraiser. And we want to Eldritch Evolution into a dinosaur. We want to get this dinosaur into play. And we're going to replicate the Carnosaur. We're going to Eldritch Evolution the other Geological Evolution. Get the Trumpeting Carnosaur. We have currently used 2 Eldritch Evolutions. But we do have an... Okay, yeah. Hold up. Replicate. So 2 evolutions and 1 evolution, so we only have 1 evolution left in the deck, so you don't want to mess that up. Now we're going to Eldritch Evolution that into this one. Give everything haste and attack. Easy game. That is a 32 damage trample. So even if they block like this and this, they can only block 4 damage out of the 32. So this is a game over. Opponent. Opponent cannot believe it. The rope is ticking. Remember when elves were problematic? GG. Okay. Oh, wow. This could be a really fast... If we get an untapped land, this is a turn 3 win. If we get an untapped land, this is a turn 3 win. Uh-oh. Don't like to see a hallowed fountain, that's for sure. It's kind of unfortunate. So, this deck's worst matchup has shown up. Control deck. You do not want to see a control deck. Oh, come on. Untap land, please. This would be the perfect time. Shake my head. Absolutely brutal. That was really the perfect moment. We could have actually played it. Absolutely brutal. Maybe they don't have a counter spell. I think opponent messed up. I think if we get a Geological Appraiser out of this, we win the game. But we didn't. That's really unfortunate. We could have won there.
I'm not going to... Let's skip to the good part.
That is incredibly unfortunate. How is this possible? We play 13 white sources and we haven't drawn a white source for the Leyline Binding. We play 16 red sources. We haven't drawn our second red source. And we also play 26 lands and we can't draw lands. Oh man. This game was cursed. I think this is a mulligan, right? Maybe. I'm gonna keep these two in case it's like, I don't know, they thought sees me and take one of them away, right? Like that's also a potential possibility. So we just need one land. Okay, rude. So because of Thalia, we actually can't combo here. So we actually have to wait. Okay, Toski, that's fine. Okay, there we go. No more Thali attacks. So we evolution this into a Carney. Okay, we bricked, but that's fine. We get another spin. There we go. We get another Carney. How many Carnies do we have? Okay, we only have one. We're gonna create a token. You can break a little bit with this deck. Like for example, we just we got another Eldritch Evolution there, which is technically a break. So that's 1, 2, 3. We've already gone through 3 Carnosaurs. If we Eldritch Evolution this, we already went through 3 Eldritch Evolution. So this is a 4th Eldritch Evolution. So this has to bring out a haste creature. In that case, that's like what? 16 damage trample coming in? I mean, that's not the worst. But, I mean, this is like the worst possible situation, but even then, like, how are they gonna come back after taking like 16 damage there? I think we can do better than this. Okay, maybe not. Gilded Goose. This is Samai's Gamgee. Into a Tyvar.
Let's make it a fight to remember. Share in my glory.
A bit greedy. Whoa, Strider.
Take my hand.
I wonder if they're gonna attack with the goose. Because if they attack with the goose, I might actually send it back with the whale here, but... I think I just wanna do this, right? Do I want to leyline binding or just send it back? Let's just send it back, actually. Okay, opponent keeps it at top. Okay.
I believe in you, friend.
Another Carnosaur. We really want a land. I would really like a land here. Come on, one time untap land. Let's get rid of this. They top it. I just need one untap land and we win the game. Untap land. Untap land. Okay, that actually does it as well. Perfect. That's the thing, like, you can technically ramp into this as well, right? That can win you the game. Either way, either we drew Geological Appraiser there, or won the game, or just drawing a land and being able to play the Trumpeting Carnosaur there was also a win as well. That's 2 Eldritch Evolutions. Huh. Did we brick? We actually bricked, huh? Oh, we're kind of bricking, actually. How many do we have? We have one more Eldritch Evolution. Okay, we won. Because this is what? This is 24 damage total here. Yeah, there's definitely, this deck definitely has some potential of breaking. It's a mulligan. That is a keep. Oh no. We need a one red source. Okay, we got it. I probably should have played the Rafine's Tower first because we have a Leyline's Binding. I didn't really think about it. Oh, we might actually just lose. Oh no, we have a Hallowed Fountain. Yeah, unless we lose here... Can we lose here? With the Leyline Binding up. Yeah, they didn't really mill anything big. So now we have Leyline or Magma Opus. Hoping I don't need to Leyline here. Just kind of hoping that is the case here. The opponent has a lot of mana. That is not enough to get this. Okay, they play Rona. Jace, Wielder of Mysteries. That's fine.
Love a good puzzle.
That is totally fine. Yes. This deck is kind of gas. Like, look. That's GG's. Grab a Trumpeting Corn Sword. Grab another Trumpeting Carnosaur. So that's 2 Eldritch Evolutions gone. We're gonna copy a Trumpeting Carnosaur. We still have 2 more evolutions. I mean, that's already over. The game's actually over here, but we can keep going. There's 1 more evolution left. We gotta show them the full combo. How much damage we can do. There we go. Grab the Doomscar Titan. Oh yeah. That's like what? That's 40 damage trample? My goodness. Minus 22. Oh, baby. This is actually very consistent. Like, surprisingly consistent. Yeah, I don't think I need to actually play more games to know that this is, like, really consistent. Okay, this might be a little bit tough. Dimir control? No way. If you control that permanent, draw a card. Okay, opponent foiled my plan. Actually rude. Oracle of Alpha. They do tap out though. Let's make them regret playing the Oracle of Alpha there. And that's game. Hopefully. It could go very wrong, but let's not think about that. This card is actually so good. Like, in this particular deck, at least. Like, it has a lot of usages. So this is our second evolution. This is our third evolution. I misclicked. I was supposed to click the other trumpeting carnosaur, but okay. They're taking 14, 17. Okay, do not misclick when you play this deck. Alright, GG's. It's actually surprisingly good, right? I mean, bar there's a potential of misclicking, and I mean, as with all combo decks, you do lose versus control decks. So yeah, let's talk about this deck. I think that this deck is very, very consistent, especially with Magma Opus, Creative Outburst, getting you that mana accelerant into getting this down on turn 3. Even if you don't win on turn 3, right? Like, you have a lot of ways to actually stall in this deck. Like with Colossal Sky Turtle, you channel to return target creature to its owner's hand. You have the Horned Lock Whale. Put the card that's attacking onto the top or bottom of the deck. So this is already like 6 interaction spells plus Leyline Binding. That's additional 4 interaction spells, right? This is like in total 10 interaction spells. And on top of that, we are playing a 26 land deck. So like Aganjo is gonna be pretty good. Otawara is gonna be pretty good as well. And sometimes like you might even be able to get somebody with the Repudiate. So that's pretty gas because this is part of the combo. Like, especially against a blue-white scam deck, every time they attack with their 2/2, you can counter the triggered ability, Stalling. This is 2 mana, take 4 less damage against that deck. It's actually pretty nice. And once you get this going, the combo, Geological Appraiser into Eldritch Evolution, the only way, I mean, you can technically break this combo. It is possible to break. And the way you could break is if you go Geological Appraiser, hit an Eldritch Evolution, play the Trumpeting Carnosaur, hit an Eldritch Evolution, get another Trumpeting Carnosaur, hit an Eldritch Evolution. That is a break. But, I mean, that's not gonna happen, hopefully. Unless you're really unlucky, right? Because Trumpeting Carnosaur could hit either the Geological Appraiser, Glasspool Mimic, or the Repudiates, right? So unless you're really unlucky and just hit this 3 times in a row, I mean, you know, we're playing Magic here, right? We understand how the RNG works. Every time you draw a card, there's RNG. But yeah, surprisingly consistent. However, not without any downsides either, though. So let's talk about the downsides. So I've talked about the pros. It's very consistent in getting the combo out, right? Has a lot of interaction spells, which can stall you until the inevitable Geological Appraiser or Trumpeting Carnosaur. So those are all pros. But the cons, the fact that you're playing this creature with 2 life total. So what's going to happen if you play a 4 mana spell with a 2 life total? It's just going to get zapped when this comes onto the battlefield. So the upside here is that nobody really knows what this combo is. But as soon as people realize what they're playing against, they're going to zap this card as soon as this card comes down onto the battlefield. And yeah, that's pretty bad, right? That's pretty bad. But against a Fatal Push, it's not that bad, right? Because they do need to have a Revolt trigger to actually get rid of this. So it's a little bit hard if you're playing against a black deck. But if you're playing against a red deck and they know what you're playing, it can be a little bit difficult. But at the same time, if they're playing red and they're saving mana to interact with you, then that means you could just get to late game and get like Magma Opuses down. You can just play out your Trumpeting Carnosaur, like hard cast it. So it's not like you're out of options if you're playing as a wizard deck that doesn't try to kill you, right? You just get to the late game, cast Magma Opus, cast Trumpeting Carnosaurs, stall with all of these interaction spells. Like, so I feel like it should be pretty good against a wizard deck. It's just that I haven't played against a wizard deck yet because a lot of the wizard decks that used to play wizard are now playing the blue-white scam deck, which I feel like that matchup shouldn't be that bad either, especially if they mulligan a bunch of times. It's only really, really bad. That matchup gets really bad if they don't mulligan. Hence, they have a lot of enchantment spell like aura spells in their hand because you can interact with the 4/4 token that gets created by using all these spells and stopping it. But if they keep buffing the hexproof creature with a bunch of auras, you could just die out. But I do kind of feel like that blue-eye scam deck is going to get nerfed soon because I genuinely believe that if you follow the same logic why Wizard of the Coast has been banning a lot of these cards, I mean nerfing a lot of these cards, such as Tybalt's Trickery, for instance, it didn't get banned because it was too powerful. It got banned because it was just degenerate. And you might not have interaction spell by like turn 2 or something, right? That's why it got banned, since it was creating non-games. And I feel like this is going to follow the same trend. I do genuinely think this Fragment Reality is going to get nerfed. And I believe the way it's going to get nerfed is, one, this is probably the worst case scenario. It's going to say exile target non-token artifact or creature and just got the enchantment portion. If they nerf it right, it's going to say exile opponent target non-token artifact, creature, or enchantment. By adding the opponent portion, it still keeps Fragment Reality as a usable spell, but if they just leave it as exile target non-token artifact and creature, it might become less usable. But I mean, I think it's still going to be usable, but it's going to be less powerful. So we'll have to see what Wizard of the Coast does. I do genuinely feel like that deck is creating some non-games that nobody really likes. So we'll have to see. Also, I mean, I do have some sideboard cards here prepared. If you don't want to spend wild cards on Repudiate, I can totally understand why you don't want to craft something like this. If you don't want to craft something like this, you can definitely just play Mirror Image instead. And instead of Magma Opus, this is really good in that scenario versus a wizard deck that likes to keep like interaction spells, like I said. And then you get to late game, you can hard cast Magma Opus, things like that. But you could just get away with playing things like Elemental Masterpiece and Creative Outburst, which are uncommons and commons, right? So you definitely have some options here for a little bit more budget gaming. And you could also just play Izzet and forget about Leyline Binding and have a little bit more leeway in playing a more budget version of the land base. So that's also an option as well. But anyways, that's going to be it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed the video so far. And if you did, leave a like, comment below, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.